Howdy everybody, quick video today. Didn't feel like uploading it to the computer, but want to talk with you guys about kind of the current situation regarding our supply chain. Both kind of, what you guys are seeing on a day-to-day basis at the supermarkets, grocery stores, and then also kind of on the industrial side. That's essentially what I do. I work in industrial distribution. So we'll start with that first. You got to understand how kind of a lot of this, kind of how the supply chain logistics work. You typically have your retailer, your distributor, which is where the end user or you guys go and buy your stuff. And then those guys typically, they hold inventory there. They might have separate warehouses depending on how big they are. And then they will buy their inventory from manufacturers who also keep inventory on hand. So let's talk about N95 masks, 3M specifically, because I deal with those guys, and Purell, manufactured by Gojo. So right now, if anything is manufactured domestically in the United States, that stuff is still being manufactured. So don't worry about that. The issue that we're seeing right now is the demand. The current inventories on hand are being depleted because the demand is so high. There's not enough inventory currently on hand to meet the demand, especially for N95 masks, soaps, hand sanitizers. We're starting to even see some stuff with like latex gloves. But just note that a lot of times those initial stores, the distributors, their inventory has been depleted. And then they were trying to then pull from the manufacturer's inventory. Well, that inventory has already been allocated to their customers, the distributors and the retailers. So once that initial panic buy has kind of worn off, stuff will start to fill up the warehouses again. Inventory will come back. This, I'm specifically talking about domestic product, stuff that's manufactured here in the United States. So guys, we just have to bide our time. Stuff's still being made. I haven't heard of any issues in the supply chain right now with regarding logistics from manufacturer, distributor to end user. You've probably heard some stuff from Amazon. What they're doing, they're essentially just trying to triage the supplies that they are bringing into their warehouse. Even their outbound shipments might be delayed by a little bit, but nonetheless, I saw a post on my LinkedIn today from a rep from Gojo, manufacturer Purell. Their lines are up and running 100%. Going back to 3M and the masks, if you want a mask, then you got to put in an order for it. And lead time right now is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. If you have an order in the system, once that product becomes available, then it will become allocated to your PO, to your order. So that's kind of how that works on the industrial side. So we're not, that initial run, that's already depleted a lot of the inventory. But like I said, anything manufactured domestically, they're still running, and product will catch back up. I want to talk a little bit about groceries, food service or whatnot. I've talked to a couple friends. One was a sales rep for a beverage company and whatnot. Same thing over there, guys. Essentially, the inventory that they had just got snatched up right away. They're still cranking out product. It just takes time for that demand to die down a little bit, and for their production, for the inventories to kind of build back up. As you're probably seeing that now is the that initial run that happened late last week as people started talking about delaying and holding off schools and self-quarantines. There was a huge initial buy at the supermarkets. Well, supermarkets are now starting to basically ration or limit what people can buy. They need to get their inventories back up. The inventory from their warehouses are still arriving to their stores. The issues a lot of these places are seeing, though, when you're regards to restocking groceries, is the demand is so high. There are, one, not enough drivers, and then two, the existing drivers that they have, there's not enough time. Those drivers, CDL drivers, long haul truckers, they are severely hampered by the hours that they can work in a given time period. There is basically more work that needs to be done, but not enough time or not enough hours allowed by these guys to do it. So essentially they're having to do what they can. But inventory, talking to this buddy, inventory is still being manufactured, still coming in. Stuff just has to get caught up. So that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, on the food side, the industrial side. And also, guys, you got to remember, when we're talking restaurants, I know restaurants are shut down right now, but when we're talking restaurants, they are kind of on a separate supply chain than a lot of the grocers. They get their stuff from the Sysco's, the Benny Keith's, and then some local stuff. So a lot of that is still coming in on their side. So food-wise, we kind of have two options there. But just be patient, guys. Don't panic. Buy what you need, but just note that right now, from what I'm seeing, I've talked to a couple people, both on the industrial side and kind of on the retail side for grocers and whatnot. Even a post today from HEB. It's a popular brand down here in Texas. It's a phenomenal grocery store. Love those guys. They even had a post that, hey, product is definitely flowing both inbound and outbound. There is not a disruption in the flow of product. The only problem is that the inventories on hand are not adequate enough to meet the current demand. So just be patient, guys. Like I said, grab what you need. Don't necessarily hoard because inventories will catch back up. We need to let those people who need their stuff to be able to get it. So just be at peace, guys. Know that this too will end. But nonetheless, guys, watch out for your loved ones, your friends, and be safe out there. Yeah, just kind of a supply chain update from what I see. Like I said, I deal with on the distribution, on the industrial side. That is kind of my job, supply chain logistics, stuff like that. So just note that, like I said, guys, just reassuring you, product is coming back in. I'm mainly talking about domestic stuff. Imported stuff, that's a different story. I'm not talking about that. But your groceries, your domestically manufactured products, guys, that stuff is still being made. We just got to catch back up to the initial demand. And hopefully in the next week or so, we will start to see that. But nonetheless, guys, thank you for watching this quick impromptu video. Be safe, be smart, be skilled. Catch you on the next one, guys. Thank you.